In this Nitty-Gritty Basics Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg at I Love Maj. I Love Maj is a wonderful place to play, especially if you're a beginner or an intermediate player. Even experienced players enjoy playing there, don't get me wrong, but they have a special area called the exercise room that's got some wonderful skill builders. So I highly recommend it if you're new to the game. If you've not tried playing there yet, when you register, use MAHJLIFE to get an extra week for free. I am an affiliate there, so I will get a small commission if you decide to subscribe. So we're going to be playing there, and this format today is going to be nitty-gritty, so we're not going to do any socialization, and we're going to stay on topic. The topic for today is tile efficiency, and this is key if you're ever playing consecutive run, but also if you want to be mindful about discard planning. So you'll have to let me know what you think about these ideas. I would love to hear from you. Use the live chat to comment. And then if you're watching the repost, comment in the video description or underneath the video. There's a space for commenting. You could also join me on Facebook, where we carry on conversation there, or you can send me a direct email. Thank you for being here. If we have moderators here today, thank you for helping monitor the chat. We do have a storm brewing right now. It's actually pouring down rain right now. So I'm hoping that we won't have any trouble with electricity. It's been raining every day for quite some time. We haven't lost any power yet, so I'm crossing my fingers. With that, I'll go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. I got to get this slideshow in presenter mode real quick. You ready? Hi, Jill. Welcome, JL. Hi, B. All right, here we go. Tile efficiency. And tile efficiency, I do consider this a focus on consecutive run, because there are other categories on the card that are not efficient. So this focuses on consecutive run. When you get your dealt hand, your first priority is hand development. So no matter what you do, that has to be your primary focus. Whatever you pass, the decisions you make in the pick and discard phase of the game, that all comes second to your own hand development. When you get your dealt hand, you're going to target the strength of the hand. For American Mah Jongg, the strength of the hand is going to be a multiple, which is a pair, pung, kong, whatever might be in your hand. Now, sometimes you're not going to have a multiple, so you want to target the predominant pattern until a multiple forms. When a multiple forms, that's when you reassess, target the multiple, and then choose a category that will use most of your tiles. A predominant pattern is one of the categories on the card. So let's say you have mostly evens or mostly odds. That would be a predominant pattern. You want to use most of your tiles. And then again, when a multiple forms, you're going to reassess, target the multiple, and keep tiles to support the multiple. Because I'm going to show you in a few minutes that American Mah Jongg is a game of multiples, and that's proven statistically. So let's get going to the next step of hand development, which is gather. Once you identify the strength of the hand, you're going to gather tiles that you can use to support the strength of the hand. And then eventually you're going to build, because with American Mah Jongg, it's all about multiples. You're going to start out maybe with what I call a wide spread, where you have no multiples. Eventually you'll gather tiles and you'll be able to build if you need pungs and kongs, and that would be the third step. So target, gather, build, and then all along the way you're going to defend. You want to be defensive because you don't want to help your opponents develop their hand. So you want to mitigate the risk as best you can with whatever you have left over after you focus on your own hand development. So passing defensively is not as critical as building your own hand. And we'll be able to talk through all of these things. Hi, Lee, welcome. Karen, welcome. Okay, now with tile efficiency, this is a hand development technique that applies when you're playing any hand that has components that form a consecutive pattern. The power of tile efficiency is agility. You have that built-in flexibility with this type of hand. Since there are 3 numbered suits, 1 through 9, they're way more plentiful than winds and dragons. And then, of course, we have flowers and jokers to play with. But the number tiles, dots, bams, cracks, there are far more to work with. And that's why this is a powerful technique to leverage. Work with number tiles so that you can optimize the process of hand development. You're going to be able to stay agile, have that flexibility, depending on what either comes around through the Charleston or what goes down in the pick and discard phase of the game. Hands that use blocks of number tiles in a sequence are powerful because more times than not, they're going to be in a range of up to 4 numbers. Sometimes there's a 5-number range. For example, the first line on consecutive run, there's 2 options that have a 5-number range. And then this year we have a pair hand that has a 5-number range, second one from the bottom. So on the card, there are 4 options. Oh, I'm sorry, 3. 3 options with 5 numbers. Otherwise, the range is 2, 3, or 4. So especially when you have mixed suits, focus on a 4-number range because the 5-number ranges are in 1 suit. So if you have mixed suits, 4 numbers in a range around the strength of the hand. The nice thing about consecutive run is you get to choose which numbers to use. On the card, the consecutive run hands all start with 1, but you can start with any number as long as it ends in 9. So for example, if you're playing the 4th hand down, single pair Kong, double run, you can do 7, 8, 9, but you can't do 8, 9, 1. You have to end at 9. So if your starting number is high, make sure that you can end at 9. So you can see here we've got dots, bams, and cracks outlined. When you're looking at these numbers, the closer you are to the center of the range, the more efficient the tile. So here you see 1s can go up 4 numbers. A 2 can go down 1 and up 4, and so on until you get to the middle of this range. Once you're at the middle range, you can go up or down, which is why it's the most efficient. And 5s are the most efficient tile. Then 6, 7, 8, and again towards the end of that range, the 9s, you're at the top of the range, so you can only go down. So that is the idea about tile efficiency. Tiles 4, 5, 6 are the most efficient because you can go up or down a couple of numbers. 3 from 4, 4 from 5, and so on. Here are 3 tactics that you can use to help you with hand development. The first one is to optimize. When you have your dealt hand, you're going to need eventually to pick a hand with combinations of pairs, pungs, kongs. So you want to gather tiles that can support any multiples that you have. So in this case, as an example, we have 3-dot pair, 5-dot pair, and a 1-bam pair. We could play little odds, but we could also play consecutive run, which has that flexibility. So I would break up the 1 and focus on 2 through 6. You can do 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5, 6, with or without that white dragon. So in this case, I would break up the 1 and focus on 3, 5 in one suit and play consecutive run. The other tactic that you can use is to maximize by using most of your tiles. So whether you have a multiple or not, whatever you have the most of, focus on a category that will use those tiles. So in this example, we have a lot of 3, 6, 9. We have 1, 4, 1, 2. So you could do 2, 3, 4, but there are far more number tiles here for 3, 6, 9. So that's what I would do here. I would maximize. So this is the second tactic, maximize. And just remember, if you have no multiples, when a multiple forms, reassess. Target the multiple. Sometimes you can confirm if you chose the right category, but sometimes you'll actually be able to switch to something that will use more of your tiles. So optimize by targeting multiples, maximize by choosing a category that can use most of your tiles. The next one is to streamline. This is the third tactic. Streamlining is when you focus on a consecutive run pattern. This is the most flexible and most powerful category on the card, consecutive run, because you have all these number tiles to work with, 3 suits numbered 1 to 9, and you have that flexibility of going up and down a range. That's why it's so powerful. So in this case, we could focus on the 3-bam. We have another 3, and we have 2 through 6 in dots. So we could focus on 2 through 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, and leverage the 3-bam. So whatever we play, we're going to use the 3-bam. And you don't have to pick a hand until you run out of discards. There are plenty of tiles here we can let go of as we gather tiles and eventually pick a hand once you have all keepers. So here's an example. We've just been dealt this hand, 2-dot, 3-dot pair, 4, 5-dot pair, 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 pair in there. There's a 1-bam pair and a 9. And then we have a 3-crack, white dragon, and a north. So if these were your tiles, what category would you focus on? I'll give you like 10 seconds. And tell me in chat, if you like, which category. Otherwise, just think about it and keep it in mind. We could play odds. That's the predominant pattern. But we could also play consecutive run. With the efficiency, that's what I would do. I would focus on consecutive run. 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, with or without the white dragon. Consecutive run, yep, good. The flexibility is the best. Going with consecutive run is the best choice just because of flexibility alone. So now we're going to go to I Love Maj, and we're going to do gameplay with commentary so that I can demonstrate those 3 tactics, and we're going to focus on consecutive run opportunities. Does anybody have any question about tile efficiency? Let's see, this one's a little bigger. Okay, so here's I Love Maj. Hold on 1 second. Let me just do something really quick. Okay. All right, so now let me make this bigger here so you can see. We're going to do the game Launchpad where we play with robots. We'll do that in a minute. But first, I want to show you the exercise room. This is where you can find those skill builders that I was telling you about. You can make a hand. This is a great exercise when you first get your dealt or your card at the beginning of the year, or if you're brand new to the game, you basically build every hand on the card. It's a wonderful exercise. Okay, so there are some other gamification activities here. What hand is that? They give you tiles and you figure out what hand they're focused on. MAHJLIFE is another Wordle type game that you can play, and also Heavenly Hands, where you see a dealt hand and it's actually a winning combination. You just have to figure out which one it is. So those are some great exercises. I encourage you to try them out. We're going to go to Charleston practice, and we're going to do one round of Charleston practice with a dealt hand. And I'll just talk through hand development and specifically those three techniques: optimize, maximize, and streamline. And we're not sure yet which of those we're going to be able to use until we get our dealt hand, because it all just depends on what you're dealt. That's one of the areas where you've got to rely on luck of the draw. There's a luck of the draw in most games that have to do with cards or tiles. So let's play. So what do we got here? Wow, we have a pung of dragons here. Okay, so wait, what happened? Why did this not do what it's supposed to do here? Here we go. I don't know what happened there. I had shared my entire screen, so I don't know why that went away. Anyway, okay, so we have a pair of flowers, a pung of green dragons. Then we have a single red dragon, 1, 3, 5 in BAMs. We have 4, 5, 7, 9 in cracks. And then we have a 4 dot. So we have singles with our number tiles and a pung of green dragons. So if these were your tiles, which category would you focus on? We're just talking about a category. We're not picking a hand. We're just talking about what category would you focus on? Think category level until you run out of discards. In a nutshell, that is the best way to play with an adaptive style. So if these were my tiles, I would probably look at little odds, but we do have a lot of 3, 4, 5. So with the focus for today on tile efficiency, if we did not have a pung of dragons, I would focus on 3, 4, 5 consecutive run. But we do have a pung of dragons, and there is a little odd hand. So I would hold 1, 3, 5. And there is a dragon hand, by the way, second one down under Winds and Dragons. We have no white dragon. Because we have no white dragon, I would let that go. And then we could pass 7, 9 dragon. That right there is a very risky pass. So instead of passing something like that, I would probably let the 4 dot go. Maybe keep the 7 and let the 4 dot go. Little odds with dragons, probably. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so now we have 1, 3. Here's 1, 7. I would probably do a similar thing here. We have 1, 3, 5 dragon. There's no gaps for that hand. So that's probably what I would focus on, unless we get a 2 and a 4. I think I would let maybe the 3 dot go here. So here's a 3, 4, 5. We have a 1 north with a 7. We could let those go. We got a 5. We're going to keep going. Let's do 1, 4 with a 5. We have 1, 3, 5 dragon. This is the third hand down under odds. No keepers here. I would pass those just fine. Still no keepers. And here's a 4. I would keep that 4. And we do have tiles we can pass. Maybe 1, 3, 7. Okay, so now we have a hand with no gaps, 1, 3, 5 dragon. I would probably keep that 4 for a little while to see what happens at the table. So I'd say we have 4 discards with an option, because we could do 3, 4, 5 dragon. That would be consecutive run number 5. 3, 4, 5 dragon. We would not be able to use the flowers there, but sometimes in the early game, an opponent might claim a flower with an exposure and jokers. In that case, we could maybe do a joker exchange and switch to the consecutive run hand and go for something with tile efficiency. Since we have 3, 4, 5 here, we could go up or down a number and play maybe 4, 5, 6 or 5, 6, 7 if the tiles were to come in. So we have efficient tiles in here with 4, 5. So there's some strength there. What do you guys think about this result? I think this was a good result. I would say we're probably an underdog though, because if we were to play the little odd hand, we need a pair of 1 bams. That's the weakness right there. We also need to pung the 3. That would be another weakness. And the 5, we need to Kong. So there are 3 weaknesses here. We do have the pair of flowers and a pung of dragons, which is good, but the little odd hand is weak. If we were to play 3, 4, 5 dragon, we would be able to Kong the dragon, pung the 5, and then we would have 2 weaknesses with the 3 and the 4. So actually the 3, 4, 5 dragon hand, 3, 4, 5, we need a 2 bam or a 6 bam. So there's a gap. So I would say that the strength and the potential is equal. So I would keep the 4. Seems to me that the theory on tile efficiency will always push towards a consecutive run hand. It depends on where the multiples are, because if you have multiples that are odd, you could play an odd hand. Because evens and odds are 1 number apart, either of those types of hands could easily switch to consecutive run. So it's very situational. It depends on the strength of the hand. So let's do another one of these. We'll do one more and talk through it. So here we have a joker, flower, south, white dragon, 1, 2 in bams, 3, 5, 6, 8 in cracks with a pair of 7s, and then a 2, 3 in dots. For the sake of time, I'm going to just talk through what would go through my mind. So I immediately would start with a 7 crack pair right here, 7 crack. That is where I would start because it's a multiple. American Mah Jongg is a game of multiples. Every hand on the card uses a multiple. So I would focus on the 7. We do have some odds in here. We have a 3 and a 5, but we have no 1, 9 for, let's say, the first hand. Maybe we could play mixed suits. So let's say we keep all the odd tiles, but we have a gap, no 9. So I would not play odds here. We have 6 and we have an 8. So in this case, I would focus on consecutive run, streamline. So here we might even be able to use that dragon for the second hand down, offsuit dragon Kong, second hand down under consecutive run. I would also keep the flower because maybe we could play that third hand down. So I would keep tiles that could be used. We might even be able to play north and south with a run, which is the, let's see, 5th hand down under Winds and Dragons. So consecutive runs are not just in that category. There are consecutive runs in Winds and Dragons. So I would stop there and pass one of each suit. So we're going to play 5, 6, 7. Now this right here, this pass is a little bit risky, 1, 2, 3, but we got to focus on our hand development first. and then do the best we can with what we have left over. So our leftover tiles, our unwanted tiles are all 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Karen said any like hand if you kept 5. Any like hand, any like numbers. All right, so here we go. We have a 6. Now, we primarily have cracks, but I would hold any tile in the range around our multiple, which would be the 7. So I'd keep 4 numbers in a range regardless of suit. So even though we have mostly cracks, I would still keep the 5 dot and the 6 bam, because we could maybe play, for example, in this case, the third hand down on the right, 5 dot, 6 bam, 7 crack. Those could all be useful in that category. Here's a pair of souths. That's an interesting situation because it is a multiple. However, a pung of or a pair of a wind without any other winds is useless unless you have a lot of jokers, and maybe you could play that second hand down under quints. So I would break that up so that I can pass. So we're going to let the previous hand. Oh, I see, Karen. Thank you. Okay, so I would pass 2, 3 south, and we're going to focus on 5, 6, 7, 8 of some kind. And I would not pick a hand. We're just going to gather. So now we have an 8 dot. Here's a 7 dot and an 8 crack. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, 8 crack right there. So now we have 1 clear discard. This is when you pick a hand because we have all keepers other than that south. So with these tiles, we have now a 7, 8 pair, consecutive pairs right there, 7, 8. So if this were my hand, I would not focus on like numbers. We do have 2 7s, we have 2 8s, we have 2 5s and 2 6s, but our pairs, the multiples, are with 7, 8 in cracks. So I would focus on consecutive run, 7, 8. So now we have to let 2 tiles go. In this case, I'd probably let the dragon go with a 6. You would keep the 2 or 1 if you get it. Okay, why? Oh, were you thinking about addition hands? I think you might be a little behind us, Misty. Okay, so we have a consecutive pattern here, and I'm focused on the consecutive run because of its efficiency. So the 1 would not be in the consecutive. So we have much more power with consecutive run than keeping the 1 or a 2. And especially now we have 7, 8 paired up. So I would focus on 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we get a 9, we could maybe do 6 through 9. Okay, so let's pass and see what happens. We still don't have to pick a hand. Now we have a 9. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 in cracks with a pair of 7s and a pair of 8s. Then we have 5, 7, 8, 9 in dots. So we have 5 through 9, 1 flower. We have 2 clear discards. And I would pass those. So now we have to let 1 thing go in here. I probably would let the 5 dot go because it's isolated from the other tiles. If we had a 6 dot, that would be another story. We don't. And we still need to pass. Let's see. So we have 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. Clearly 7, 8, 9 is stronger. Without a 6 dot, that 5 dot is not helpful. Okay, so we did get the 6 bam back. We have 2 1s. I would not pass 2 together, and then I would let something go. Since we have 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8, maybe with flowers, third hand down, I'd probably let the 9 bam or 9 dot go. We've got another pair in here, 7 dot. And we have 3 tiles we can pass. I still would not look at a hand. I would continue to gather. This is our last right. We get one more pass, the option to cross. Okay, so now we have 2 wins, and I would not pass that myself. I think what I would do if these were my tiles is I would ask for 2, because I think passing 2 wins is almost as risky as passing a pair. So I would pass 2 to mitigate the risk a little bit. One thing I was hoping for was to get a 9 bam, because we could maybe do 7, 8, 7, 8, 9 concealed, but we didn't get it, which is fine. We have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 different hands we could play here. We could do 5, 6, 7, 8, pung, pung, kong, kong. Second hand down on the left, or sorry, second hand from the bottom under consecutive run. 5, 6, 7, 8, pung, pung, kong, kong. So it would be these tiles right here, the cracks. We would maybe use the 7 dot as what's called joker bait. You may or may not know about that tactic, which we'll talk about when we do gameplay with commentary. So I would probably start by discarding the east. And I'd say we have 5 discards with joker bait. That's what that tactic is called, and I'll explain that later. So 5, 6, 7, 8, pung, pung, kong, kong, 5 discards with joker bait. Another hand we could potentially play would be 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, but we have no 9 bam. That is what I call a gap hand. And that would be very risky because there's no 9, and that's a pair that we need. A pair gap is even more risky than any other kind of gap, because if you have a gap with a pung, you may be able to use jokers, but that's going to be a big ask because you're going to need at least 2 jokers in order to claim another discard to complete that pung. So I'd highly advise not playing a gap hand. So I would not consider that. But if we did, we would have 6 discards, no joker bait, because we're using our pairs. And that leads me to another option, and that would be like numbers with 7s. And I would even keep the east, because we could maybe do the news hand with like numbers. We would have, if we did, we would need the flowers. So we would have 4 discards with joker bait. In all of these options, we never used the 5 dot. So if I were playing this through, I would keep all these tiles and just take it pick by pick. Let the 5 dot go first and just take it pick by pick and see how the hand progresses. Just follow the trend. Whatever comes in, you follow the trend and go with the hand that reveals itself as you go. So there's lots of options in here, and we ended up in consecutive run. Okay, so I'm going to exit here, and we're going to go up to play with robots now. And we're going to play with intermediate robots. And we'll play full games now. So I'm going to click start game. And we have a joker, a flower, a green dragon, 1, 3, 6, 7, 8 in bams, 4, 5 in cracks, 1, 3, 6 in dots with a pair of 6s. If these were your tiles, what would you focus on? If these were my tiles, I would focus on probably 4, 5, 6, 7. I would start with the 6 for sure, because that's a pair. Target the multiple. That's where you optimize. Start there. Let the multiples drive the decisions in your hand. We could play something with 6, 7, 8, or we could do something with 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. There is some potential for 3, 4, 5, 6, but we need to be able to pass. So I would just stop there and hold 4 through 8 for now. So let's see what develops. We got a 9, and you could go to 6, 7, 8, 9, We do have some 3-6-9 in here too now. We have 2 clear discards. So this is where you would let something go. We have all keepers. We're in between 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8, 9. Lots of flexibility. But we could also maybe do a 3-6-9 hand. There is actually a hand in here with no gaps. 3-6-69 bam, 3-6-9, 3-6-9 or consecutive run. Okay. There's no green dragon here, so I would not even consider that 6-7-8 bam green dragon hand. I would not consider a dragon hand unless there's a dragon in my hand. So I would focus on 6-7-8-9 probably. So we could probably let this 4, actually, you know what? We do have a hand in here with no gaps, leveraging the 6-dot pair. We have a ways to go with it, but 4-5, 3-4-5, 6-6. This would be the 6th hand down under consecutive run. I think I would focus on consecutive run and let the 3 go. So 4, 5, 6, 7. We could do 5 through 8, 6 through 9. There's several options here. Okay, so we did pick up a 6. We have 2 clear discards. Oh, shoot. Misty, are you behind? Do you need to pull your little red dot forward? Okay, so we need to let a tile go in here. We have, since we're not playing 3-6-9, I would probably let a 9 go. We have the 6-dot pair. That's the driver for us. Let's let the 9 crack go. Okay, so we're in the same situation. 2 south, 9 can go. This could have been a 3-6-9 hand. I would let these tiles go. We have no 3, so I wouldn't focus on 3-6-9. And then we got 1s. There is some potential for 6-7-8-9 dragon, like Misty shared, but I would not play that hand because I would want to target the pair. So whatever I would focus on would be something more with the 6s, maybe 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could maybe do something with 6, 7, 8. Probably not the 9. So I would let the dragon go. Oh, you're a slow typer. Okay. Okay. So let's see. What do we have now? We have an east. I would not be focused on that at all. We've got tiles we can pass, and I would let 3 go. So let's see. Probably the 2, 1, 3, and 1 suit. A little bit risky. All right, so we did end up with a 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6-dot pair, 6, 7, 8. I would hold all those and not pick a hand. Now we do have like numbers with 6s in here with a wind. So I would keep that just for a little while. And I would say we're an underdog until we pick a hand. We will not be able to use all these tiles. And I would just take it pick by pick. Oh, I see. Thank you, Evelyn. Okay, so here we go. So we're just going to take it pick by pick and just see what happens. We're halfway to news now. We're not, I would not call that, not without a north or east in here. So we're going to let that go. Although this is the first one with like numbers, we would need to Kong, and we're not ready for that. But there is that 5th hand down. No, I'm sorry, it's the 6th hand down under consecutive run, a quinta flowers, a chow, and then pungs of 2 number tiles. So in this case, it'd be 3 crack, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 with pungs of 6s. With only 1 flower and here needing to use our only joker, I would let it go. I would not focus on that. I would rather wait and build strength before I commit to something. Okay, now there's a north. We almost have news in here. So we have a 4 crack pair, a 6 dot pair, 4, 5, 6 of some kind. I'd probably let the 8 go. Glad we let the 8 go. Okay, we do not need the 9. So 2 E's are out if we ever want news for the like number hand, like numbers with 6s. We don't need a 2. Now we have north, south. North and south. Okay, so let's let the 7 go. North and south there, 4 crack. Now here, you would think, oh, let's calm. I would not do that because we don't even know what hand we're playing. Don't claim a discard unless you know what hand you're playing, and we don't. So we're going to let it go. We don't need a 1. We don't need a red. It's a pretty tile, but it's not helpful. We're trying to do something with the 4 and the 6, if possible. And there, I would not call that either. Even though we could maybe play like numbers with 6s, we need more flowers. We would have to use our only joker. I would let it go. It's the first one out. So there's 1 6 bam out and 1 6 crack out. I would just let it go. So there's an interesting tile here. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, pair of 6s. North and south. At this point, we do have some potential for north and south with 6, 7 or 5, 6. I think I would probably let the 4 crack go. That north south with offsuit Kongs is the 3rd hand down on the left. But here, I don't think I would take this. I think we have more potential for like numbers with 6s and news, little news, single news, rather than waiting for something to help us with our Kongs. I would let this go. Plus, there are 2 norths out, and we would need to dedicate a joker to the north. So I would let this go. That's our tile. We can't call it. There's a 7. So that changes things a little bit. So we have 6, 7 now paired up. I would let the 4 go at this point, I think. There's already 2 out.
5, 7.
We don't need that. There's 2 jokers up for grabs here. Oh, there's an interesting tile. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. So we have 6 dot 7 crack pair. 6, 7. I'd probably let the 6 bam go now. And the west probably can go because like numbers with 6s is going to be a hard hand to play since we have 2 6s out right now. I would probably not play the news any like number hand. I think I would probably go for north and south with 6, 7, 3rd hand down. So now that we have a multiple there, I would go ahead and Kong and just dig in. So now with north and south with offsuit Kongs, I would let the flower go at this point. We're going to need a joker for the north. Let's let the west go. These robots are getting the jokers. Okay, now there's a 7. We'll keep it. Let's let the 5 crack go. That 6 and this 8 can go too. So north and south was 7s. We need the 7, but 1 is out. So we're going to need a joker there, and we're going to need a joker for the north. So probably we're going to end up folding. We'll see though. There's only 1 joker visible right now. So that can change. Now there's 1 tile we can maybe use. So let's see here. We have a 1 bam. And there's 1 right there. 1 bam is out. Let's see, we have a 6 crack here. 1 6 crack is out, and we have 1 8 crack out. So let's let the 8 crack go. Okay. So now no jokers are visible. There's the Mahjong. 2 4, 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 consecutive run. We had a player on the left with evens and a player on the right with odds. So we got 2 away, which is good. I think we had a good potential, but we needed jokers. So we were probably an underdog. Okay, so now let's see what we have here. We have green dragon, a white dragon, 6 8 9 in bams with a pair of 9s, 1 2 4 5 7 in cracks, and a 6 dot. If these were your tiles, what would you focus on? If these were my tiles, I would play 6 7 8 9. 6 7 8 9 of some kind around that 9 bam pair. So I would hold the 7 and the 6. And the rest of these I'd let go of. We might be able to use the dragons depending on what comes in. Right now we have a gap to go from 6 bam to 8. We need a 7 bam. So those dragons may need to go. We have cracks left here. This is very risky. I don't think I would do that. I would let something go. We have 6 8 9, 6 7. Let's see. 7 6. I think I'd let the 6 dot go. Or you know what we could do? Let's see here. 6. We could let maybe the dragon go. Keep the 6. Focus on number tiles. Far more efficient than dragons. In consecutive run, for example, there are 2 hands that use dragons. But if we hold number tiles, we could focus on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other hands. Way more to work with. We could even maybe play big odds in here. Okay, there's a 7. We ended up with a pair of 2s, but we have far more supporting tiles with the 9 than we do the 2. So I would let it go. We have 6 7 8 9. 6 7 8 9. Second hand from the bottom on the left. Pung pung kong kong. We could also do the dragon hand, 4th hand from the bottom, or 5th hand down. We could also do the 2nd hand down. We could also do 5 7 crack, 7 9 bam. But because consecutive run is so much more efficient, that's what I would focus on. And I would not pass a pair, by the way. This 2 crack, I'd split it out and probably let the 5 and the 6 go. Focus on 6 7 8 9 with or without dragons. Well, that's an interesting tile. 3 6 9, but we have no flowers. There's a hand in 3 6 9 that uses the offsuit dragon, second hand from the bottom, but we have no flowers. So I would not do that. I would rather break it out. Okay, so there's a 7 crack. That's a multiple. We need to keep an eye on that. At this point, we have 2 clear discards. We do have a west here. There's some potential for the second quint, but we have two pair, one wind and one joker. So I would not focus on a quint. I'd let it go. That would be a long shot. And one hand, I'd let it go. Okay, so now we did get the 6 dot back, so I would keep it. Probably what I would do here is, this is a little risky. 2, 4, 6. That's super risky. We have 6, 7, 8, 9 dragon, two ways, second hand down or the fifth hand down. 2, 4, 6 versus the 7. I'd probably keep the 6 and break up the 7 so we can mitigate that risk a little bit. Okay, so here's 6, 7. So there's another hand in there now. 6, 7 dot, 8, 9, bam. Second hand from the bottom on the right. So we have a little more to work with. And we have 3 discards here. That's a little bit risky, but I would do it. See if we can get another keeper in here. Okay, so we have an 8 and here's an 8. At this point, we have all but one keeper. 6, 7, 8 of some kind. We have 6, 7 dot, 8, 9 bam. Second hand from the bottom on the right. We have 2 dragon hands. Either way, we didn't use the 8 crack or the 8 dot. I would not pass like numbers though. I think I would do 2. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we ended up with 2 discards and options. We have one of 4 hands we could play here. We could play the second hand down with dragons, the fifth hand down with dragons, and we could also play either one suit pung pung kong kong or mixed suit pung pung kong kong. We have 3 discards, clear discards, before we have to pick a hand. So we're not going to pick a hand. We're going to gather. We're probably an underdog until we pick a hand. Okay, we don't need ones. So nobody kept the white dragon. 5 dot, I would keep that for a little while. Maybe even the 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 2 discards, so we can keep all these tiles for a little bit until we have to start whittling out. So they're working on speed to ready. Okay, now here, red dragon is going down. We can't call it. Nobody took it, so I would let that hand go because we would need to dedicate a joker now to that second hand down. So I would just take it off the table, let it go. There's a 7 dot. So now we have 2 multiples with number tiles. We have a 7 dot pair and we have a 9 bam pair. We could do 5, 7, 7, 9, second hand down on the right under odds, or we could do 6, 7 dot, 8, 9 bam. So we're building a little steam here. We still have a discard before we have to pick a hand. We're just going to keep gathering and go with the trend. Follow the trend. A flower. Okay, that's interesting. Let's let the 4 bam go. Okay, so 2, 4 and cracks. They're going to be doing probably 2, 4, 6, 8 in 2 suits. They could be doing 2, 3, 4, 5 in 1 suit. Pung, pung, kong, kong, I suppose. We have 6s and 8s. They may need these tiles in our hand here. So we need to keep that in mind because they could be playing evens. We don't need west. That's our tile. If we were to play 5, 7, 7, 9, we've got lots of options though, and that's the first 5. There's still more, and we would need to pung. So I would wait. Let's wait. Green. We don't have the tiles to take it. We would need to Kong. Nobody wanted it, so I now would let that go. So now here we have a 6-dot pair. By waiting on that 5, we gave ourselves a little more time, and now we have 2 multiples we can leverage and play 6, 7, 8, 9. We have far more strength. That's why you want to wait. Don't just take a tile because you can. Think it through and be patient, because now we have a hand with no gaps and 3 multiples. So it's much stronger than if we had taken that 5 dot for 5, 7, 7, 9. So now we're playing a hand of least resistance, no flowers. I would let the flower go here. That we would need to Kong, and we're not ready, so we need to let it go, of course. We're good there. Okay, so now we're fully concealed. So let's tuck this back in and just see what we have. We could still play 5, 7, 7, 9, because now we have a multiple in there. 5, 7 dot, 7, 9, bam. Since we're not committed to anything, we can play odds now if we want to. We have equal strength now for both of those hands. Second hand from the bottom in 2 suits, or the second hand down under odds. So we have 3 clear discards at the moment. Let's let the dragon go. These technically we could even use. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the second hand from the bottom in 1 suit. I would just wait it out and see what comes in. See what comes in or see what goes down. Okay, now this player to our right, East, Wes is his name, this robot here. They're playing north and south with offsuit Kongs. They may want this 2-bam. We're at 65 tiles, so we're in the middle of the game. I don't think they're ready to win. I would be surprised. So I'm going to risk letting it go now. So they must be doing 2 dots, or they're just not ready. We don't, this is fine. Oh, you know what? This Joe Curtis, they could be playing a year hand, but there are 3 white dragons out. Okay, 6-bam. I would not do anything there. We have more strength with 6, 7 dot, 7, 8, 9 bam, or 5, 7, 7, 9. I think I would just wait it out. So we have a pure pung over there. We don't need ease. So we still haven't picked a hand yet. We have all keepers at the moment. Now here, we would need to Kong that. And I believe it's the second one out. Since it's the second one out, we can't take it. I would probably focus on big odds now, because we would need 2 jokers for that 8. This 6 dot would be joker bait, which is where you hold a pair you don't need and you discard it right about this phase of the game, which is the middle of the game. We're at 55 tiles remaining. 60 tiles is the very middle of the game, approximately. So we're going to pass, and we're going to play 5, 7, 7, 9, second hand down on the right under odds. And there's a joker. We're going to need it. Okay, so now 6-bam, nobody wanted, and it's out in a pure pung. 6 dot pair. This player, Joe, might want that. We might get a joker here. Let's let it go now and see. Okay, so they didn't take it. I would escalate and let that go too. They might be doing 6, 8 crack because they didn't take the 8-bam or the 6 dot. Now they could be doing 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see. Okay, 3 dot. Let's see here. It seems like nobody wants any of these tiles.
3 dot, 9 dot, call east.
Okay, so we have a 3, 6, 9 hand on the left. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9 they could be doing though. We do not want to hold a 4. Oh, this, okay. We are in the middle game. Last pick in the middle game. We have a risky tile, 2-dot. Wes on our right has a 1 crack Kong with a south. They have 2 exposures. If we're going to play to win, we need to let this go now. I'm banking that they're not ready, but they may Kong. No year hand with a pung of 2s. Oh, you're right, Jane. Thank you. They're playing something different. Okay, so anyway, we're going to let it go. Okay, so who knows what they're doing over there? Oh, let's see if they take that. They're going to need jokers big time. 2, 3, 4, 5 is what they're playing. 2, 3, 4, 5. They needed 2 bams over here to the right. And there's 3, 6, 9 on the left. Okay, let's play again. Okay, so what do we got? East, west, south. We have 2 bam pair with a 3, 1 crack pung with a 5, 8, and then a 2, 5 in dots. If these were your tiles, what would you focus on? I'll give you just 5 seconds. I would play 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 of some kind. 1, I would hold 2, 3, and the 2. 1, 2, 3 of some kind, because we have a pung of 1s and a pair of 2s. We might even be able to use the east-west for the 3rd hand down on the right. So I would let go of the 8, the 5, and the south. Okay, so we have 4, 5, 6 north. I would continue here. Let's do 4, 6. Wow, look at these wins. Okay, so we have 3, 5. Let's let the 2 go with the 3, 5. We have news. Let's keep going. There's a south. The winds just keep coming in. Let's let the 3 bam go. Now I would maybe do north and south with 1, 2. We can pass those. This is a little bit risky. Okay, we got the 2. Since we have a pair of souths, let's focus on north and south. Okay, we have 3 we can pass. How about 9 with a 5? Okay, we have 4 discards and a hand with no gaps. 3rd hand down under Winds and Dragons. 1, 2 with north and south. We need 1 good pick and we'll be set. We could Kong the 1 and the 2, pung the south. We just need a little help with that north. I would say we're a contender because we do have 4 discards. So we may be in the running on this one.
1 bam. Call.
That's our tile, but we can't call it. At least nobody took it. Why do they always get the jokers? What about us? The red's already out. Okay, 1, 9, different suits. The only hand that could be is the first hand under odds, the mixed suit one. Oh, there's a pair we don't need. Maybe this player on the right could use that 3 bam pair. Oh no. Now we need a joker for the north. We might get it. I'd say we could consider ourselves a front runner. We just need 1 joker. We got the north, but we still need a joker because there's 2 north-south. Two jokers up for grabs. Let's see, 73 tiles. Let's see if somebody wants this 3 bam here. So they need an 8 bam on our left, 5, 6 dot, 7, 8. I don't know how they build these hands so quickly, these robots. It's crazy. Okay, 9 dot is out here in a pung. We're at 71 tiles, so we want to wait to discard this 3 bam at 60 tiles. They got the joker. We're just getting left in the dust with these jokers. We don't need a 2. News 1, 2. What? News 1, 2? I don't understand what one you're talking about, Karen. News 1, 2? Are you talking about north and south with 1, 2? That's what we're playing. So the third hand down. We're playing the third hand down under wins. Joker. We got one. We can use that right there. So now we're set. They need a pair of 3 bams. Over here, up here on top. Yep. There's one out, and then we have this one here. We're going to let it go next. Would you not get rid of the 3 since Joe needs them for a pair? I would, but we're still in the middle of the game. I was thinking more about Wes wanting them for like numbers and thinking that we would get a joker exchange opportunity from Wes, the player on our right, because they have a pung of 3 cracks, but they didn't take it. So let's just see now what happens going forward here. Yes, I would not have held on to that 3 beyond this point because we're at the point of joker bait, middle of the game. So yeah, we extended past that point. So they didn't take, let's see. We're looking for one good keeper in here. Oh, white is out. He'd need Mahjong to claim it. Okay, anyhow, let's see. Yep. Oh, here we go. We're going to pung. So now we are ready on a 1 crack. Ready to win on a 1. Wait, 3 bam. There are 2 3 bams out. 1 here and 1 here. There are still 2 more 3 bams out. He's Jay, there's only 2 3 bams out right now. So his hand is still viable. Oh, no worries. We don't want to fly over her. So this player to our right must not be playing like numbers. They could be doing a consecutive run or maybe little odds. They might have our 1 crack if they're playing little odds. Oh, okay. So 3 crack pung. So they're playing the second hand down from under consecutive run. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 crack pair, and then 4, 5 crack. Wait, wins concealed? Oh no. So nobody needs our 1 crack. Uh-oh, I would play to win. Darn it. Oh, we were ready. I would play to win on this one. We're still in the middle game, I believe. We were just going into the end game. So I felt it was a risk we could take because nobody needed our 1. I felt we had a good potential to win. Don't have, oh, you're going by memory. Okay. All right, let's do this again. we have a flower, northwest, 267 in bams, 349 in cracks with a pair of fours, 269 in dots. So if these were your tiles, what would you focus on? I'll give you 10 seconds. Okay, I would focus on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would do 2, 3, 4. We have no 1, so I would not, I'd leave it open till we get either a 1 or a 5. We could maybe even do evens if we get 8s. So there's some potential there for evens. We have northwest and then 7, 9. So 2 clear discards. I would focus on number tiles and let the winds go. Okay, now here we have a red dragon. It's not very helpful. We have a 2 though now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would probably focus on that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's let the 6 bam go. Okay, we got a 4. So we have 1, 2 dot, 3, 4 crack. I would let that dragon go there. 7, 9 can go. 7, 9. Okay, we have a pair of 6s in here. Let's keep going. I would break it up. Break it up and focus on 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 1. I would keep it. 1, 2, 3, 4. No matter what suit it is, just keep it all. There's a pair in there, but let's see here. Let's just pull that back for a second because we do have some 2, 4, 6, 8 in here, but it's not gelling. I'd break it up. Okay, so we have, here's a 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 2 clear discards. So now we have to let something go. I would let this 1 crack go because there's a gap between the 1 and the 2. That 1 crack is not useful. It's kind of on the edge there. 1 dot pair now. So we have a 1 dot pair and a 4 crack pair. The only way to use those 2 together would be to do 1, 2, 3, 4, pung, pung, kong, kong, second hand from the bottom on the right. And we do have tiles we can pass here. Let's see, 2, 4 bam, 4, 6 crack, 2, 4 bam, 4, 6 crack, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have, let's see here. I'm thinking about keeping that 6 just for a little bit. We have 1, 2 dot, 3, 4 crack, second hand from the bottom on the right under consecutive run, or we could do, let's see here, 3. No, I would not keep that 3. It's not really helpful. Here's a 2 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 has 3 multiples now. That's what I would focus on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pung, pung, kong, kong. There's a 2 bam now. Let's just sort by suit. 1, 2 dot, 3, 4 crack. We have a 2 bam pair there. I would consider evens if we get an 8 dot. We could maybe try for the second hand down, but we have no 8 dot. Another 6 crack. Let's let the 6 dot go. 8 crack. We don't need an 8 crack. Oh, 8 dot. Okay, so I'm going to put this 6 crack over here. That 6 crack is not going to be helpful. We need to focus on 1, 2, 3, 4 of some kind. We do have 2, we have 4 bam, 4 crack. We do have 2 dot, 2 bam pairs. There's some potential for like numbers in here. A 5 dot. That's not helpful right now. Joker. Okay, so now we have 1, 2 dot, 3, 4 crack. That's our strongest. That is the strongest potential, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's let the 4 bam go. We have 2 pair we don't need. Oh, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 1 suit Kongs. So let's let the, let's see, there's a 1 bam out. Let's let the 2 bam. So that 2 bam will be a discard now. 3 dot, we can't call it. We need to just let it go. So I'd probably let that go as well. Don't need a 7. This flower probably should go too. Now we have a pung. Let's let the 3 dot go. Okay, now why did they not take that? Usually these robots will do a Kong with 2 jokers. 1 crack. That's in our range, but it's really not helpful. Let's let that 2 go first.
D. 1 crack.
1 crack pair. Nobody wanted it. Let's see. I think we should, let's see. Let's let this 6 crack go. Okay, nobody wanted it. Nobody needs these the 1 crack, 6 crack. Those will be good discards. Okay, let's let this flower go. We're at the middle of the game. We do not want to hold on to a flower if we're not going to use it. This 8 bam is a discard. Yeah, of course they got it. 4 dot. That's in our range. Let's let the 8 go here. Three dot. Well, that's kind of interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4 in 1 suit. Let's let the 1 crack go. Here's something that just kind of showed up. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 multiples there. We have all keepers at the moment. We can't keep it all though. Let's see. 3 dot is out right here. I think I would let these go next. 3, 4 dot, because there's 1 right here. 6 crack, we discarded that a while ago. 5 crack is out as well. I still think 1, 2 dot, 3, 4 crack is ideal. Oh, let's let that go now. Of course they called a pure pung. 2 crack. We don't need that. Oh, there's a couple jokers. They're locked in though. The 2 bams are here. We red dragon, none are out. I suppose we could keep it for a minute or 2. Let's just see. Okay, let's pung. I would let this go. 5 bam. That's out. I'll use this joker to block off our keepers. 6 crack pair. I don't think anybody wants that. I'm kind of thinking that Agatha here on the left is playing with 2s. We've not seen any other 2 out. I think a 2 crack we let go of a while ago. Let's see. I thought we had it. There it is right there. I think we discarded the 2 crack here. They could be playing a year hand or like numbers maybe. Okay, that's a keeper there. Oh, they're playing like numbers with 2s. All right, let's play again. Okay, we have joker, west, red, 6, 7, 9 in bams, 5, 6, 7, 8 in cracks, 2, 5, 7 in dots with a pair of 7s. What would you focus on with these tiles? What? Okay, 5 through 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what I would focus on. 5, 6, 7, 8 of some kind, and I would not pick a hand. 5, 6, 7, 8. We could maybe do big odds. 5, 7, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8 though would be streamlining. All right, so now let's look at what is isolated here. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dot, 5, 7, 9. We actually have 5, 7, 9 concealed in here. 6, 7. We have a 7 dot pair. We want to use that 7 dot pair. I think I would let this 9 bam go. Okay, there's an 8 bam. We have 2 clear discards. So now we have 6, 7, 8 in bams. We have 5, 6, 7, 8 in cracks. 5, 7, 9 in dots. We do have 5, 7, 9 concealed in here. Let's see here. 6, 7. Let's let the 5 crack go and focus on 6 through 9 for now. Okay, west to the right, stopped the Charleston. We have 3 tiles to pass, no problem. All right, we got 7s. So that makes it easy, really. We have 5, 7, 9 with 7s. No gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4 discards. I would say we could be an underdog for that hand. The concealed odd hand. 5, 7, 9 with pungs of 7s. So we would be optimized and maximized here. We could also maybe play like numbers with 7s now that we have that flower. Okay, so let's see. We have 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. There is potential for 7, 8, 7, 8 crack, 9 dot pair. That would be the concealed consecutive hand, but the 9 dot, we would need a pair. So that would be a bit risky. We're in between. In between, let's go. At this point, we do have some potential for the pair hand. 9, 9, 8 pair hand. It's a long shot, and we have a joker, so I would let it go. Don't need a 2. So we're doing either like numbers with 7s and flowers, or concealed consecutive 7, 8, 7, 8, 9 dot pair, or big odds concealed 5, 7, 9 with 7s. That one looks the strongest to me because we have the pair. A flower now, though. That's another pair. Like numbers with sevens. And we're one away from set. I'd say we're stronger towards that hand, actually. Because we can pung 2 of the sevens and Kong one of them. Another flower. Okay, I would focus on like numbers with sevens now that we have those flowers. We're set on that hand. We could Kong the flower, pung 2 of the sevens and Kong. We have everything we need. So we're optimized and maximized for the first like number hand. No sevens are out yet. We're a front runner on this one. Not a guarantee, though. There's a pair we don't need. No flowers are out yet. Okay, they're doing 2, 3, 4, 5. Pung, pung, Kong, Kong. Call. Kong. Oh, nobody wanted the 5. Aha. We have what's called a triple weight. We could win on any one of these sevens. 7 bam, 7 crack, or 7 dot will give us a win. And I seriously doubt anybody has sevens because we have them all almost. So I think it's pretty likely that we'll see a discarded 7. I'm surprised. I'm surprised we've had to wait this long. I thought they were playing 2, 3, 4, 5. They didn't take the 5. Huh. We need a 7. Oh, really? Uh-oh. That was an uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Where are the 7s besides in our own hand? Maybe somebody's holding them for defense. So somebody folded. Oh my goodness. Really? That's disappointing. Oh my goodness. We had our robots. Okay, so this player to our right was doing news with 7s concealed, maybe. Oh, no. Like numbers with 7s and news. They had our 7s. And then this player up here, Joe, had our 7 crack. Oh, that's really disappointing. All right, let's play again. Okay, let's see. We have a pair of flowers, 2, 3, 5 in bams, 1, 2, 5 in cracks, 1 dot pair with a 3. If these were your tiles, what would you focus on? Okay, if these were my tiles, I would start with the 1-dot pair and the flowers. Okay, so hi, me mom. 135, maybe. I would want to do something with the flowers, so I would probably look at 123. There's 123 Mixu Kongs. There could be maybe like numbers with ones in there, and that's where I would stop. I would do one. Oop, that's the wrong 3. Let's see here. 1, 2. Oh, I almost wish we didn't have flowers. We have a lot of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3. 1. We have a pair of flowers. I would want to use that. What about, let's see. We have a 1-dot pair. We have no dragons. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3 flowers. I would almost be tempted to play a quint. Let's let the 2 and the 3 go. 2 crack, 3 bam. Yes. Yes. That's right. 1, 2, 3. I would keep this 1 though. Let's let the 2 and the 3 go. 2 bam, 3 dot. Let's see if we can get dragons. I think I would go for this quint if we can get a dragon. Okay, there's a 1 and a west. I think we're closer to like numbers with ones at this point. There's a south. Tiles to pass. We're halfway to news. Okay, now we have 3s. I would not keep all that though. Let's see here. We have 1-dot pair, 1, 1. I think I would just focus on ones. There's a 1. Let's keep the south. Who knows? 3s. We did get a west. 2, 8, 3 can go. Okay, look what we have here. We could maybe go for this quint. I would hold the ones though. Okay, so third or fourth quint or like numbers with ones. I would not take these flowers. I would wait. We could hold the west to see if news comes in. That's our tile for maybe the like number hand, but I would let this go maybe 1 time. We have no gaps for that first hand under like numbers, but we can wait. It's good to be patient if you only need a pung there. So let's just wait it out. Okay, 2 norths are out. I would let that go. There's a 1, 2 in here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's ignore all the norths. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'd let it go. And I would let these go now. West winds are all going down. Nobody wants 2s or winds. Okay, that's the first one. I'd again would let it go. We could be playing a quint maybe, or these like numbers with ones. A 4 dot. Huh, interesting. There's a lot of little numbers out there, 1 through 4 and wins. Okay. Aha. Look at that. We may be able to do this, Clint. Okay, now we have to make a choice. We could pung this one. Pung the one crack with it, the other joker. And then Kong this one dot, Kong the flower. Or we could play the quint. However, we have only a pair. So what I would do is go for a win and pung. We're at the end of the middle game, so I would rather put ourselves in a stronger position towards. We still have another pick in this middle game. I would want to optimize our potential here and maybe get set by the end of this wall, this third wall. And we can call for everything. Well, no, we're one away. We need one more good pick. There it is. So I think that was a good choice. Okay, nobody wanted the 9. These are both safe tiles. We're in the end game now. Nobody wanted the 1. The only thing we don't know about would be the flowers, but we have jokers now. I think we did have potential for the quint. Oh, and there's the red dragon. We need to get a win in here, though. Well, that was weird. There we go. We'll pung. Now we're on a double weight. You need a flower or a 1 dot. Now these robots know what we need. We have 3 more picks. Oh, I thought these other players might have taken that 7. Uh-oh. Somebody folded. Oh.
8 down. 6 down.
Oh. 1 tile left. Yeah. All right. Shoot. Oh, we tried so hard on that. Darn it. Okay, here we go. Next game. Okay, let's see. Flower, red, 7, 8, and bams. 1 crack. 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and dots with a pair of 1s. What would you focus on here? We have a lot of 6, 7, 8, 9 in there, and a 1 dot pair. We could maximize and play 6, 7, 8, 9, or we can optimize and play 1s. We can't do them both. If we played 1s, I would hold the red dragon. We have 1 clear discard. So we have 7, 8, bam, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 dot pair. We don't have any supporting tiles. No 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's let the dragon go. You would sacrifice the 1s. Let's see. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 7, 8 in bams. I'm thinking let's do both. Let's do 6, 7, 8, 9, but also keep the 1s. There's a 2. We have a pair of 9s. Okay, so now here's a 6. Let's let the 6 and the 8 go. 6, 7, 8, 9, no gaps. 1, 2, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would let these go, and I would keep the 6, 7, 8, 9. So break up the 1. Okay, so there's a 7. Oh, we could have done 1 through, no, we have no 5, we have no 1. So I would let that go. Oh, here's the 1 right here, but we have no 5 dot. So let's see here. To pass safely, I would let the 8 bam go. Okay, we got keepers. We'll continue. So let's do 1 crack, 4 dot. We have 6, 7, 8, 9 no gaps. I think I would let like numbers go before I would discard a flower. A 5. Now we're going across. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dot pung. We could pass a flower here. Let's see, or 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep the flower and let the 5 go and play pung, pung, kong, kong. I think that's what I would do, not pass the flower. We have tiles we can pass. We have tiles we can pass. Okay, so we have 4 discards in a hand with no gaps. 6, 7, 8, 9, pung, pung, kong, kong. We need 1 good pick for our 8 dot. Addition. I didn't see addition. 6, 7, 1 in dots. Ah, I see. Okay, let's let the flower go. Okay, here we go. It was at the very start. I see that in retrospect. Is that? Is that the right word? Okay, let's let the 1 crack go. Oh, look at that, Joker. Okay, let's see here. Let's let the 9 go. Nobody wanted pure pung. Joker. Okay, let's let the 6 crack go. We're set on our hand. We could pung and kong at will. Somebody got a joker. There's the 1 dot pung, pure pung. Okay, call, kong. Okay, we're a front runner. Okay, there's a pung pung. Joker available there. Okay, we have an addition hand over there. We need to let this 5 bam go next. So they weren't ready for it. One, two, three, 1 suit kongs. Okay, well now we know what they're playing.
East.
They need a 4 dot.
Green.
Nobody needs the 6 bam. They're going to need jokers. Really? Goodness sake. I thought we were going to have that one. These robots. Oh my goodness. They just wipe the floor with humans. We're just dirty rags. Oh my goodness. Okay, 9 bam pair. I would maybe consider keeping that. So 9 bam pair. We have a pair of flowers. Target multiples. 9, 9, east. I would keep the 8 for 6, 7, 8, 9, keep the 6. Okay, so let's start there. We might be able to do a 3, 6, 9 hand. There's a 6. Here's 5, 7, 9. Okay, we have one clear discard. This east is useless without any other wins. So now we have no 3, 6, 9. So this 6 bam to the 9 looks good for 3, 6, 9, but we have no 3. With no 3s, I would not consider that category at all. I would rather focus on either big odds or 6, 7, 8, 9 of some kind, or maybe like numbers with 9s. So I'd let the 6 go. There's a 9 dot, and at this point, I would keep the west because we do have 9s paired up now. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 9. That's not helpful. We've got like numbers with 9s. Maybe we could do 6, 7, 8, 9 chow quint hand. Let's let the 7 go here. Okay, then we got the 7. Now there's 3, 6, 9. Now we get 3, 6, 9. Okay, so let's see. We got to make a choice now. All right, so 3, 6, 9 in one suit, but we've got pairs of 9s. I would let the 3, 6, 9 go. I think we're closer to like numbers with 9s, or maybe the quint chow hand under consecutive run. And there's a 6 now. Let's see, without other wins, the west is not helpful. Okay, we need a 7 crack. Okay, so we have a 9 bam Kong now. 9 bam Kong. I think I would say 2. Because if we get a 7 crack, I would sacrifice a 9. We have an east. Let's see if we can get news and leverage the Kong. We have one clear discard. There's a north. We're just going to wait it out because we could do like numbers with 9s. We need one more wind in here to get set, west or south. That's what we need. 7 bam. We need a 7 crack for the chow. We're going to, of course, wait. We need 6, 7, 8. We don't need a 5. We need west south for news with like numbers. There it is. So now I would let the chow hand go. We're actually one away from ready now. We can Kong the 9 dot and be ready on a south. We need south. 9 dot goes down, we'll Kong. Oh, there's an option. Nope. We're close to the news hand. Somebody could be trying for, oh, okay, now we're set either way. We could pung both 9s and even Kong the flower. Somebody might be in wins, so I would let it go. We're on equal footing. Oh, we're so close. Let's see, we have 2 discards versus 3 discards, but who knows where the south is? And we can call for everything else. Let's let the wins go. That is a vulnerability versus a hand of least resistance. We can use any number of jokers with this hand. Somebody could be playing north and south. There it is. There's the north. Let's pung. There we go. So now we have a double weight, either a flower or a 9 crack or a joker. There we go. We got one. We won. Woohoo! Finally. Oh my goodness. We worked so hard for that win. Okay. Is everybody ready for a speed round? You guys want to do a speed round? We have 9 minutes. We could do a speed round. They were playing north and south, by the way. We might not have seen that south. There were 2 left. Okay. Let's do a speed round. Okay. Scan for like numbers. We have south 1, 8. Can't use a 1 with an 8, with one exception, the quint, but we have no jokers. No jokers. So I would instead focus on maximizing with 2, 4, 6, 8 of some kind. 2, 4, 6, 8 of some kind here. Break up the 1. Now we do have north and south. I would not pass a pair of 1s. Let's let the 4 bam go. Okay, so here's a 6 and a 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have east, south. The 1 can go. We do have some potential for the even singles and pairs hand, but we have no flowers, so I wouldn't do that. I would not consider that hand. If you have a gap and no flowers, don't play a flower hand. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, so we have a 6 and an 8. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8 and 1 suit. So let's focus there. A south. There's a 9. We have news, a pung of souths. Let's let the 5 go. Here's 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's let the 9 go. Maybe we could do news with 8s. Concealed. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's all right. Okay, so now we have to make some choices. I would continue and whittle something out. We have a pung of souths. We have 2 clear discards. I would let the 2 go and focus on probably wins with 8s concealed, news concealed. There's a north. We have 3 discards here. And I would break up those 1s and let the 6 go. And then we get a 6. Of course we get a 6. Let's pass 1 of each suit. All right. So we have 5 discards in a hand with no gaps, technically. We need a west, but that would not really be a gap. That would be a weakness. Okay, so let's discard. We have 4 discards because we were the dealer. We had an extra tile. So I would say we're a contender. We need 8s. That was a tough one, though, because we could have played evens. The winds built that for some reason. Okay, let's let the 2s go. Somebody kept, oh no, there's the 6 right there. Somebody, I think there was a 6 bam going around, though. We're concealed. Joker. We're going to need that for our 8s probably. We're concealed. So that's a safe discard. Somebody got a joker. We got a keeper. All right, looking good. We have 2 discards. We're a front runner. We're a front runner now. Even though we're playing a concealed hand, we can use jokers. We need a west, though. That's our vulnerability. It's the west.
7,
There's a joker. Open to buy. Okay, we need a west. We're 61 tiles. We're in the middle of the game, mid-game. This is the mid-game mark right here. We have 2 discards. So, oh, there's joker bait. Now we have joker bait. We'll let that go next. That's when you have a pair you don't need. You wait till right about now, mid-game, and then you discard one. Maybe this player to our right or the player across from us could use it. 6 BAMs are down, so I am not expecting it. I would be surprised. Somebody got a joker. Okay, we're at 54 tiles, so let's see what happens. No, nobody wanted it. Okay, we're good there. Oh, there's our west. We need that. Nobody, which is good. I'm just wondering what Joe Curtis is doing. They have a Kong of flowers, but they're not calling anything else. Oh, we got our west. Oh, stinker. What in the world? Oh, they're trying for multiplication. Yikes, that's terrible. Okay, anyway. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, these robots at I Love Maj are formidable. If you're in for a beatdown, play at I Love Maj. Oh, I tried to play with humans, but I had a hard time getting invited to a table. I had to wait, and so I ended up just playing with robots. But I'm telling you what, you've got to really focus on mindset when you play with robots there, because they will kick your booty. Just saying. Be prepared. At least we got in one win. We had some really great hands going, though. It's all a wonderful learning curve. I heard somebody say it's the keep learning curve, not a losing streak. Don't say that. Don't say that. Say it's a learning streak. A learning streak. Keep learning streak. There you go. Keep learning streak. It's all keep learning streak. The keep learning streak. Would there be a dash in between keep and learning? Keep learning streak. Because the keep learning would be the adjective. So maybe there should be a dash in there. Lots to learn. Keep your mind active. Play Mahjong. I hope you all enjoyed it. We're at the top of the hour in 1 minute. So that's going to do it for this live stream. Moderators, thank you so much for helping monitor chat. Thank you for the interaction. I appreciate all the comments and recommendations for hand choice. Good commentary there. We'll be back again in an hour for the Nitty-Gritty Prime Time. We are going to focus on, let's see here. Now I forgot what it is. Speed to ready. Whoa, that's a good one. It's all about pacing. Stick around for that. Join us at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for Speed to Ready. All about pacing yourself. So if you're up for it, it is a little bit more advanced because there's a lot to keep in mind. So if you're a beginner, it might be a little overwhelming, but if you're an intermediate player or an experienced player, come back because it's a good one. It's a doozy. All right. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you again in an hour, or we'll see you in the repost. Thank you for watching my videos and for sharing about my channel. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.